to singles night at church, and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First, I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people. I even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes, and sizes. Literally African American women. Like, a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like assimilation. Is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused and I'm like low key, like nervous, like for us. Well, shit for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. Don't. We know where they at. Bye. Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church, and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First, I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point?
Humans weren't made for social media. Social media has given people the disillusion that they have so many options when in actuality they have none. So many people are so engulfed with social media now that they no longer are working on themselves. You have to put it like this. Social media is a revolving door in which you go in and out. You don't like the way somebody speaks, you just go to the next person at the swipe of a finger. They don't like the way you talk. You just go to the next person at the swipe of a finger. There's no more work on yourself. Love is not dying. Love is exactly where it's at. But what happened is that people are no longer working on themselves. Instead, they're just jumping to the next person. They're in the next bed before they could even heal properly, at least. And before you know it, every year you're sleeping with 3 different people. You gotta also put it like this. Say you're walking on the street. You talk to one person. You talk to another. You talk to another. Say you talk to 500 people that one day. You're going to be so overstimulated. Your brain's going to be all over the place. Your hormones are going to be so elevated that you would just have to literally lay down. People think that when you're online and you're on social media that the interaction is not real. The interaction is just the same as you walking out there and talking to 500 different people, but you're doing it on a computer screen. You are so overstimulated that you need to disconnect.
Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church, and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First, I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people. I even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes, and sizes. Literally African American women. Like, a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like assimilation. Is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused and I'm like low key, like nervous, like for us. Well, shit for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. Don't. We know where they at. Bye.
Why aren't the men there? I think 4 things. Number 1, serious men don't listen to pastors who do not hold the congregation or themselves accountable to the word of God. So those men are not going to those pastors' services or events. And that's definitely not every pastor, but it's way too many. And it almost seems like the bigger the congregation gets, the more everybody gets away with. Number 2, appearance. All right, this isn't personal to this lady, but she's serving as a symbol of what's going on, just as she intended. Okay, the huge nails, tattoos across the chest, things like that. A lot of men aren't looking at that and thinking, this is my wife, the mother of my children. That's a club look, not a wife look. Women, when they're out, have to be aware of what their appearance is signaling to men. Number 3, these events really aren't curated for single men. Sort of like how the public school system favors the way that girls learn and the way that girls behave more than how young boys learn and how young boys naturally behave. These single events are sort of like school in that way, and they're designed for women. And a lot of these events really aren't opportunities for people to even meet. They're just taught like seminars. Number 4, rejection. Last one, y'all. Women in general so often do not know how to disconnect gracefully from a man they're uninterested in. There are insults, passive-aggressive jabs. This woman, even at the end, did one herself when she implies why men aren't showing up. It's almost like automatic, habitual. Meanwhile, she's still single and can't find a man and wonders why. It's not just her. There are too many rude women, just outright rude women, and men rightfully so, are not signing up. Literally, they're not going to sign up to deal with that. Rather than politely having a short conversation, for example, when you're uninterested in a man, rather than politely having a conversation and gracefully exiting, too many women employ these rejection strategies, given an air that there are men, given an air that man shouldn't have approached her at all, like he's just not worthy. All right. So I think those are some of the reasons why you're not seeing men at some of these church single events.
All right, man. Let's talk about real quick with the singles event they did at the church. So apparently a lady came on, and I found a couple, but I'm talking about the main lady that's been going viral. I'll try to make it the first clip, where she basically said that all these baddies was at the singles events at church and no guys showed up. She couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. And then you look at her, she had a whole tattoo on her chest and all this going around. Like, nobody, like, when you got them tattoos on your chest and your face, you a baby mama, you older, like, bro, I look at that as trauma. That's a flag for trauma. You were selling it. Like, I don't even deal with them type of women, bro. You can not seriously get me to commit to them. It's a wrap. You got all them tattoos in it. Like, no, you a bird. 9 times out of 10, you a bird. And now you looking for love. You done had your fun. You done burnt your coochie out. And now you looking for some fun. I'm good on that. You come with trauma. You come with stress. You don't know how to act. You come with baggage. You still fucking somebody. So, like, to be honest, this whole singles event thing is just a humiliation ritual. You know, like I said, 7% of seven black women make up 7% of the population, but they're the highest users of social media. Make it make sense. So so guess what? You're gonna be content and then they're the most pickiest. They're the most pickiest, and it's not even picky within 401k or picky within your career or picky within your goals, your ambitions. They don't care nothing about that. They're picky within how you dress, how tall you are, your beard, if you bald, your hairline, or the watch that you wear, or the car that they're picky in stupid ways, which they think those are indicators of success or potential. And that's why a lot of they baby daddy tricked them by renting a fucking a Hellcat or renting a high-end car, a Corvette, and getting a fucking fake Cuban chain and a fake watch, and they thought they had money, and now they just a baby mama that's on Section 8. That's why they don't know how to spot real potential in men. And unfortunately, other women do. And what stops black women from spotting real potential in men is aesthetics. Oh, they care about height, they care about the watch, they care about, what you drive, what shoes you got on. And even down to a job, you could be like, well, I'm a garbage truck man. I'm the main, I'm a manager, or, at the garbage, at the waste management. Oh, no, I'm good. You be like, shit, do you even know you make 6 figures? You make 620. You a want manager at Walmart for the last 10, 15 years. Don't even know. Oh, no, I'm good. It don't sound good, but the managers at Walmart that been there that long, they in 6 figures. They care more about how it looked than the substance of it. I don't really date no plumber. The plumber work when he want to work, especially if he got his own business. He up there 6+ figures, probably 200K. A lot of good plumbers can do that. They own their shit. Oh, no, I'm good. It's cool. He a mechanic. He fix shit on the side. He got a shop or work at a shop. We're well into 6 figures. Now I'm good. You have it. This is just care more about the aesthetic of it than the substance of it, and that's a problem. And that's how black people. I'm gonna do a video on that because I got the clip somewhere. That's how black people buy. They were talking about how to sell to a Negro. You sell to a Negro based off the name brand, not off the quality. Let me say it again. That's why you see a lot of people buying certain cars and don't even search the reliability of the car or search what they're looking for in a car, performance or. No, they go buy some bullshit and start complaining about it. It's the same thing. So when they go to these dating events, they just looking for a tall guy. They looking for the wrong thing, not even to get to know the guy. And guys are not going for what? What are we going for? Especially at church, that's just a lot of them women just be reformed pussy. And then even like if you go to the thrift shop for the vagina, right? You go there. It's not even like you're going to get something different. It ain't even like you're going to get a better mentality. It ain't going to be like, I learned from my mistakes. I'm healed. I'm calm. It's just the opposite for God. When guys get older, They're more calm. They become emotionally intelligent and in tune. I don't mean with women. They understand how not let women manipulate them, not let women drag them into DV situations or arguments. They just dismiss and cut women off. They see the signs. They know the plays. It's like Peyton Manning in his 10th or 12th year. He know exactly what the defense is running. Brady in his 15th year, he just got the cheat code. And we see the play and we just like, oh no, I'm good on that. I'm good on her. We peep the play. As they get older, they don't learn nothing. They don't want to compromise. At least they don't verbally want to compromise. They don't verbally want to, they don't want to, they still want the highest bidder. But we know in real life, they got to go to the shelter and go find some dick. They got to go get a drunk Tyrone at the gas station for some dick. We know what it is, bro. We know what it is. We know how they live. And so going to those singles events is just a humiliation ritual. Y'all going on TikTok talking about guys, and it took you 3 hours to get ready, and you look like a 4. Like, get out of here. Get out of here, man. It is becoming insane. And these women go around and they talk about, oh, it's just so many beautiful women and bad bitches here and there, and the men are ugly, and y'all is ugly. Y'all big ass. A lot of them women is big ass. The men tall, built like number 54 for the Pittsburgh Steelers and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got blind wigs on, all this stuff. Y'all be like, we don't care what the guys think. We're going to dress how we want. Okay, you don't care. We don't like the wigs. We don't like the blind wigs. We don't like a lot of guys don't like the weave. We don't like how the Christmas ornaments in your nose, the Chicago Bulls nose ring, all these tattoos here, the tramp stamp on the back of your foot, but on your lower back. We don't like that. We don't like the way y'all dress. Don't even dress sexy. Y'all be half naked and still and fully ugly and fully nasty. Hair under your armpits. Hair, you know what I'm saying? Like, dudes don't really care for that, bro. So y'all don't dress for the men. Y'all dress how y'all think y'all should. And nobody likes that shit. That's why you seeing guys go elsewhere with girls with real hair, or girls who are happy with their shorter hair. Women who dress how they want their wives and their daughters to dress. Women who act feminine, that's nice. And that's what y'all get mad about. Change our attitudes, man. Peace.
I just got home from a singles night at my church. Yes, I go to Union Church. And here are my thoughts. The ratio between men and women at the church is always going to be more women than men. Case closed. So don't let that intimidate you, girl, because your husband could have been in that room, okay? Or man, your wife could be in that room. Don't let the fact that it's at the church intimidate you. If anything, that should excite you to go. I went by myself. I ended up having a fabulous time. Sermon was honestly phenomenal, and I love that the pastors took questions from the audience and got us engaged as well. Questions were deep. People asked about lust. People asked about divorce. People asked about purity culture. As women, we're taught to be a certain way and to just smile and obey, and eventually a man from the sky will just come down and save us. But we have to also do the work. So going to things like this, being social, joining groups, getting involved in the community, focusing on yourself as well, like focusing on your health, your wellness. That's also going to get you out there, and your potential person that God has for you could discover you there. I loved the energy in the room. Everybody came in their best dressed. And yes, ladies, the men were menning, okay? They were dressed up, like they weren't wearing Nike techs. At the end, we got a bingo card for the mixer, and each box was a conversation starter. Like, do you like coffee? Do you like to travel? XYZ. We could definitely work on the music though. All the Bruno Mars, it was grinding my gears. It's not 2008. But you know what? We'll work on that. It was such a good event regardless. And I definitely hope that as a body of Christ, we start to do more things that actually put singles together, because when you're in your faith walk, you're so like mind of a goldfish. This is what God wants me to do. This is what my purpose is. And you kind of block out the other people. And we can tend to also like run away from people if they're trying to talk to us at church. Me personally, as soon as the clock strikes at the end of church, as soon as we start worshiping out, I am out that door, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like, that's definitely me. So this type of event taught me to be like, you know what? I think I'll just linger. I think I'll just talk to a couple of the people around me. I think I will say hi to 3 people. Don't be afraid to say hi to your neighbor and tell them they look good. And we should be taking counsel from people who have biblical marriages, especially long-lasting marriages. So I love the panel They did such a fabulous job. The lighting, the production is always immaculate. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you missed it, like, you just had to be there. Like, I could sit here and tell you, but you really just had to be there. So if you were also there and this ends up on your For You page, let me know how your experience was. I do wish you a happy and healthy dating life. And with that, I'll see you on Sunday.